This is Luna, and she's under 5 months old, and we're working on heel. And one of the reasons why we're working on heel right here and at this time is because there's some heavy distractions, and the distractions that I'm talking about are coming out of the building next to me. Now, there was some kind of party, and I don't really know what was going on, but there's a lot of really hot-looking women coming out, and that's not why I'm out here working with the dog, okay? 50% of them seriously look like they could be models, and a lot of them are wearing perfume. And that's why I went and grabbed Luna. Now, that chick that walked by, she was trying to get the dog's attention. It was a perfect opportunity to tell Luna to knock it off. Your dog doesn't get better, better at something by avoiding anything. So I know that there's going to be a problem. There's going to be some kind of problems. So I set up the cones, ran up and got Luna, and we're working on heel. So that perfume is a huge distraction for dogs. Remember, your dog's #1 sense is not eyesight. They are not a human. It is scenting. They smell so much better than us, and so do some of these models that are coming out of the building. So I know that this is going to cause a problem for Luna. Now, she does real good. We do this for about 15 minutes. We work on heel. The leash is loose. It's a short leash, but it's loose. And other than her like stopping, to try and see if she can get somebody to give her attention, she pretty much stays with my leg the whole time. She does real good. As far as the dog's age, the amount of training, I was really happy with the session and the amount of distractions. The train comes in during this. The train is less than 100 feet away. It's probably about 50 to 60 feet away. And she stays at heel. And there's people that are trying to get her attention, doing the, stuff like that. And she maintains pretty good. I was very pleased with this. Know that you have to push your dog past these points of distraction. You're not gonna have a dog that's proofed unless you work the dog in situations like this that are going to be difficult. And during the session, yeah, I had to correct her, and I do have the Garmin on her, the new Garmin Smart Dog collar, and I do like this collar. I think it's good for this dog. I still think that the Mini Educator is champ. The Garmin that's on her, I do have a white strap that comes with it, but it doesn't have a hole. See what I'm saying? Like, some of these women are just really attractive, and dressed to the nines. They look great. So the Garmin, like the white collar, didn't have enough holes so it won't fit her neck. So I do have a black strap on her, but I do like the collar. But I do still see the Mini Educator as it's the champ as far as e-collars go. She might be going back with this Garmin. She might be going back with the new Mini Educator called the Micro that's coming out. I'm not quite sure yet. There are some things about the Garmin collar that I do not like. One, the lowest setting I can feel. I can feel it. The Mini Educator goes from 1 to 100, and you can't feel it until about 15, but the dog can feel it from 1 to 15. So I like that area to work the dog in. The Garmin is a hotter collar, that's for sure. Now, is it too hot to work with this dog? No. This breed is like a terrier type of breed. This is a high drive little dog. It's okay, but it has the plastic contact points, but I don't think that Luna has any skin issues. So she could just as easily go back with the Micro with a white strap. See what I'm saying? So the Garmin collar, it is good. She might be going back with it, definitely. I'm using it right now. The remote is in my hand. The remote is about the size of a quarter. It's really tiny. So, see, there's that girl right there. That is not a reason to stop working or anything. See, she sort of bumped into my leg. She's not paying attention. But by the end of this, she's learned a lot. It's a lot of muscle memory. Remember that. You have to get the dog out and start training it. And look for these situations where there's going to be distractions. I wouldn't have done this probably on the first day I worked with Luna. And as I remember, the first day that I worked with Luna, she was shitty on a leash. This is true. I think she was horrible and didn't sort of listen to me. And I don't think she was used to a leash. And now she understands the leash, and she's really doing actually pretty good, you know. But just because she's doing pretty good doesn't mean that we don't, you know, we keep working heel. Now, I honestly, I was out here doing the same thing earlier this morning without the cones, and she was doing pretty good. Now, the cones, if you want to work heel, and keep in mind, this distance is probably greater than I would work with a lot of dogs that are just learning this, but you could use, instead of cones, you could use 2 lawn chairs or something, just to kind of help the dog learn. And honestly, the only reason why I have the cones is because, you know, she could be doing this without the cones too. She could. This dog's doing pretty good. But I want you, the viewer, the owner that has a dog that isn't healing proper, know that could help your dog learn. You're giving the dog a visual cue when you're going to turn. That's the purpose of the cone. So you could use anything. You could use anything. You could use 2 trees. See what I'm saying? So just pick out 15, 20 feet and work the dog in that section. Right now, I've started doing outside turns with her. Okay, before we were doing inside turns, and that's easier for the dog. Now see, this guy's bringing chairs out. He drops them over here. It's loud. It doesn't matter. I'm not flipped out. You need to stay at heel, dog. You have to stay at heel. You have to get the dog out and work the dog doing this. Even if it's coming back from a board and train. You should go over all this with your dog. Just recently, I was talking to a client. It was so clear that she had never done this with her dog. And I'd said do this. I think we even went over it in lessons. She never did. She never did it. You know? You know, like, oh, is the potty command important? Yeah, if you want the dog to heel, you know? Listen to the dog trainer. You know, you should sort of clone yourself into the dog trainer when the dog comes back. Go over everything. Training's the lifetime of the dog. You know the dog's going to get success, so you go out and work the dog. I'm not saying that if you're going to go just walk the dog, it needs to stay at heel. Now, as soon as Luna came in, Luna has been on my left side ever since, and that's how you should have it. When you get that puppy and you start walking that puppy, the dog starts going on the left-hand side. That's it for the rest of its life. And it's not at the left-hand side. You say no heel, and it needs to go to the left-hand side. That's it. Just doing an outside turn, just a little far out, but it's no big deal. We got time. We're working on this. You know, it really is. It's no big deal. And some of these outside turns, she does real good. She's doing real good on that one. See, that's real nice. That's real pretty. So if you notice, like you see, she got out. I gave her a leash correction. I didn't even use the collar because the collar is used for different things. I'm not always using the collar. Please be assured of that. The leash correction is appropriate. It is. It's appropriate. When you're teaching a dog heel, don't think that you're going to be able to just put an e-collar on your dog and start teaching your dog, you know, to heel. See what I'm saying? I'm telling you, the women in this place, oh, maybe she was just from the neighborhood. It's a lot of hot-looking women in my neighborhood, you know. Different kind of hot than Williamsburg, but real hot. And so you have to see what I'm talking about. Very, very attractive women. I'm not really sure what was going on over there. But you have to, you know, make sure and go over all this. And don't think that like putting, you know, oh, my dog doesn't heel, I'm going to get an e-collar. No. Your dog's still not going to heel. That does not teach the dog to heel. Hard work does. If you think that you're going to, see, she's doing a better outside turn there. See that? See, she's getting it. If you think that the e-collar is going to solve your problems, it's not, and you don't know how to use it, and that's not how it's used. You use it pretty much when the dog's being good, not bad. So if you think that the dog's not healing and you're going to zap it, and you think that the dog's going to start healing for you, wrong. Wrong. Get out there, and if your dog's ahead of you, you give a leash correction in a backward motion in a certain way. Notice how I'm holding the leash. That's the proper way to hold it. Notice how that wrist hold, it's not for your wrist, it's for your thumb. People don't even hold the leash right, and they expect the dog to heel properly. If I was not using an e-collar, I would have the leash in my other hand. And I know that boggles people's minds, but that's how it is. But this is a dog that's had over 30 days training and is functioning pretty well. So I can do it pretty much like this with the leash is in my left hand, dog's on my left hand side, and the remote is in my right hand. There is no substitution for hard work. You're not going to find anything that's going to get the dog trained. You have to get out there and do the hard work. You have to know how to hold your leash. You have to have a leather leash. If you're using a nylon leash or anything other than leather, of course you're going to have problems. You think that it doesn't matter. That's the problem, is people just think that it doesn't make that much of a difference. Well, it does. It does. Do I ever recommend anything other than a 6-foot leather leash? No, I don't. Okay? How many times have I said your dog must know the potty command to know heel? And you're like, well, what's that have to do with it? If your dog is just sniffing around, notice I'm not letting her sniff around. We're working on heel. If the dog's sniffing around to go to the bathroom, it's not healing. That's the point. You tell it when it should go to the bathroom, and you release it by saying, giving the potty command, hurry, hurry. That's telling the dog it can pop out of heel. I'm going to do that soon. I'm going to let her go to the bathroom because I thought I was feeling like she had to go to the bathroom, but she didn't. But I pulled up to that spot of dirt, and I gave her the potty command. You can pop out of heel. You don't have to be next to me. See what I'm saying? What do you think? The dog's supposed to be psychic and know when it's okay to pop out of heel? That's not the way that it works. All the commands are taught as an implied stay. Okay? So unless they get another command, they're supposed to stay in that command. That's the approach you need to take. It's, you know, the stay is built into the command. That's why you never say stay. Using stay is like 1950, 1960. My dad used stay. I remember talking to my dad saying, you know, people don't use stay anymore. I don't use it anymore. He said, really? Why is that? What do you use? And I said, it's just the command. And he goes, oh, I see what you mean. Like that, like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. You know, if you say stay, you have a dog, you put them at sit, you start walking away, they float. You don't say stay. It's not sit, stay. It's not down, stay. Okay? It's just down, it's just sit. And they're supposed to stay there until they get another command. See, she's doing well, that's not too bad. She's doing much better here at the end. I think I'm gonna have her go to the bathroom here. I say hurry, hurry, right? That tells her she can pop out of heel. She does not need to go to the bathroom, right? She makes it clear. She sniffs around a little bit, but I don't really see that she's gonna go to the bathroom. She goes back to heel. I didn't even tell her to. I'm asking her, are you sure you don't have to go? She doesn't have to go. So it's about 15 minutes. We're going inside. It's been hot. She did great.